Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network. I'm Jeff Iafredi. Alongside me, Sam Flannel, as always. We got JB, we got Lucas Klotz, and joining us, we have a very, very special guest. It is my honor to welcome in the Hall of Famer, the all-time winningest head coach in Michigan State basketball history and Big Ten Conference history, Tom Izzo. Welcome to the show, Tom. Thank you for taking the time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. We understand you're participating in the Pro-Am on Wednesday and the tournament that starts on Thursday as well. Other participants include Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Dylan Larkin, Chris Webber, and WWE superstar The Miz. And shout out to Rocket Mortgage Classic for putting it on. But can you just talk to us a little bit about the event itself and what you're partaking in exactly?
Well, I'm also playing the 313 tomorrow, which is kind of a fun event that benefits a lot of people, a lot of families in Detroit. And I just think the bottom line is anytime we have good events in Detroit, I've said it since I got here, I'll say it till the day I leave here, and then I'll say it some more when I'm done. When the biggest city in your state is doing well, the rest of the state's doing well. And we all know that there was a time Detroit was booming, and then there was a time when we've really gone through tough times, and getting it back and getting people there and selling the great things we have and then raising money for certain things. Those are all positive as we try to kind of reinvent our city, which means reinventing our state.
Absolutely. Coach Izzo, to reflect on last season's loss in the NCAA tournament in a great game to Kansas State, what are some things the team is focusing on this offseason to take that next step, both individually and as a team?
Well, one is to try to score one more point. One more point would have got us to the Elite Eight, which I think we could have got to a Final Four. But on a serious note, now it's blending a little more depth. We had no depth last year. A little more depth, blending some talented freshmen with some talented juniors and seniors. Making sure certain guys take a step. I think Tyson Walker had. Jaden Akins, I think, will be very, very important, taking a big step. And then we've got to get Malik Hall healthy. He had surgery in the spring, and it looks like he's really coming around and starting to shoot the ball now. And within the next couple of weeks, he'll start working out again. And that was he was out almost all last year, in and out, in and out, in and out. And Jaden missing the first 12 weeks didn't help either. So he wasn't full go to the middle of January. So I think those two things, staying injury-free, which is always, hard to do, but maybe working a little harder. There's not only in the weight room, but in flexibility and doing some hot yoga and all the things that are fun.
And Coach, as well, last week, the Detroit Pistons, Troy Weaver, they picked 5th overall. They took Ausar Thompson, a pick actually after his brother Amin. Are you familiar with the Twins? And if so, what are your thoughts on the Pistons taking Ausar 5th overall?
Well, I'm familiar with them. As they were moving on through high school, everybody was familiar with them. Having not seen them a lot, they seem like great kids, both of them, and I'm happy the Pistons, I think the Pistons are putting together some good young talent, and strengthening up their guards, and those guards are going to be very important because you got to win with them, and so now I think they have a very good base. In the last 2 years, they've really, and I like the Sasser kid too from Houston. So I think they've had a good draft, and I think they're going to be an exciting team, and I'm looking forward to them because there's another group that when the Lions and the Pistons are doing well, I think we're all doing better.
And when you see the top 5 picks, too, with Scoot Henderson from the G League and obviously Ausar and Amin from Overtime Elite, what are your thoughts now on just the variety of where players are coming from? And even last year, top 5, a lot of those guys were from the NCAA. But now with so much variety, what does it mean for college basketball, you think?
Well, I think college basketball is getting a little bit of a bad look on that in this standpoint. Guys, every year there's 5 to 8 guys that if they went to Northern Michigan or if they went to, a convent, they're going to be top picks. I mean, they're coming out. If the rule was they could come right out of high school, there's 5 to 7 picks that would have. So when people say they're getting better at overtime elite or better at this and that, I don't believe that at all. I really don't. I think, yeah, there's different places to go, but if you get to the point and you had a son or daughter and, you're still missing being in college. I don't care if it's 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Starting your education and having a chance to come back, just being in a college campus. I feel bad for the kids. That's me. I mean, everybody say, oh, they make a little money, they do a little bit. In the big picture, those are nothing. College helps prepare you. So I'm not sticking up for college. I could care less if they go there. But I don't listen to the theory that because they went there, they got better. Nothing gets better than the competition in college on a daily basis and what we can do. If you ask me, that's my opinion, only my opinion, but I think it's an educated opinion.
Absolutely, and very few people know more about college basketball than you, Coach Izzo, and I have to ask this because the chat is probably expecting this from me. I am as big of a Michigan basketball fan as you will find at this network, and if I'm being honest, some of my most exciting moments as a fan have come at your team's expense, but obviously I respect the hell out of the program you've built. You're the best Big Ten basketball coach of my lifetime, and you had some battles with Michigan, your team, especially under the later years under John Beilein. Tell me about some of those, and if you got a little extra juice coaching against Michigan.
Well, rivalries are rivalries, and John and I used to laugh about that. I think what the big key is do you respect your opponent? I respected Juwan Howard. I recruited Juwan. But, of course, I did almost have a special relationship with John. We went through wars. He built Michigan like I built it here. We went, I don't know, I want to say 10 years against each other, and maybe longer, in fact. And, we were getting to the point where they were getting the Final Fours, we were getting the Final Fours. Rivalries aren't rivalries until both teams are really good, and then they're rivalries. But it'll always be a rivalry, and yet Hatfields and McCoys, as I call it, is a fight. But if there's respect, then it's a good rivalry. And I think that there is respect, and that's all that matters to me right now is, you get a lot of rivalries. In other words, Wisconsin became a big rivalry because us and them were playing for championship. Then Illinois, and John got there and it was Michigan, Thank God we're always in that rivalry statement. But the Michigan-Michigan State rivalry, when they're in the same state, it should be a big rivalry. It should be something like you guys sit there and you're a Michigan guy and somebody else there's a Michigan State guy. You get to rip on each other for a week at a game, and then sometimes, like in football, you get to rip on each other for a whole year, and that's the fun of rivalries. They're more fun for you guys than they are us.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Tom Izzo, Michigan State head coach, the Hall of Famer. Thanks for taking the time, Coach. I got one more for you. Again, for you who have accomplished everything, how do you keep that competitive fire onto you to keep that motivation to keep going?
Well, I haven't accomplished everything. You got a lot of things to accomplish yet. I think that's what keeps me going. But every time you think because you won a national championship, then you look at Mike Krzyzewski's got 5 and John Wooden's got 10, and you realize you haven't accomplished nothing like that. So, that's what keeps me motivated. There's always somebody out there that has done more. And but my objective here is, yes, to win more championships. But my real objective here at Michigan State is to leave the place better than I found it, to, build it strong enough where the basement is really strong, and then the first floor is strong. And now as we move up the building, the more layers we can put on, then the less destructible it'll be. Because college sports is in a little trouble right now, I think, where we're at. And it's going to be interesting to see how the next couple of years go, and we're going to have to be very solid to stay with what you guys love, what I love, and what I think our fans love. And yet it's we got some people making decisions that are in a vacuum, if you ask me. And so that's my candid opinion. How's that?
No, it's perfect. Thank you. Again, thank you for taking the time, Coach. We appreciate your insight. We appreciate your time, number one. And again, thank you, and good luck on this next upcoming season.
Well, do me a favor, guys. If I took the time to be on your show, go do a little dance outside so that makes sure the weather's good for the next 4 or 5 days because the city of Detroit needs it for the golf outing.
I got you, Coach. No problem. I will do. I got you. Appreciate it.